Screen.
As long as he doesn't start barking.
Right, here we go. Make sure, hopefully this will start streaming okay. Starting stream. And we are live. Okay, let's just wait for people to come in now, hopefully.
Okay.
Hi, Brandy. Oh, see if I can hear you, Phoebe.
Hello, True Helper, Miss Dog Lover, Tracy LDH.
Can you
Honey
hear
Rabbit?
Can you hear Phoebe? Yeah, Tracy said that's better. Hey, we got there. Loud and clear. Welcome
Jon
back.
Snow is hot. Pretty Green Eyes. Debs. Anthony Savage.
David,
hi.
Frida. Nice you to make it, Dave. I know you were saying that you might not be able to make it, so that's good. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of technical difficulty.
Berry! Whoop whoop!
Just wait for a few more people to get in. You've got the wonderful Tracy looking after you in the chat, so you better behave yourselves.
Hey, armchair defective. Oh, armhair defective, sorry.
Armhair defective, yeah. Evening, Caitlin. I'm glad we got that sorted.
Belfast, Banshee McCann, scam exposed. Hello.
Oh yes, that is Erica, actually. She's going to be coming on in a minute. I'll explain that in a second. Just wait for a few others to get in. Hi South Pole. Hi Diriger. Hi Daniel Wiltshire. Hi Leonie Sherelle. Frida Baxter. Bunny Rabbit. Tracy Woman, whoever that is, don't know.
That Tracy LDH person.
Yeah,
who's that?
I don't know. She's always hanging around, but I don't know who she is.
A bit suspicious, that one.
I think we've got ourselves a stalker.
Jules Kitchener, hi.
Right, okay. I think it's probably enough of you here. So we're running a little bit behind. Okay, we've got a special guest tonight, Erica. She's a member of the Madeleine McCann Abducted or Scam Facebook group. And we thought it would be good to bring her on here to make that crossover from YouTube to Facebook. And they have quite a bit of history with the Armchair Detective, as you'll find out, I'm sure. So I'm just going to invite Erica in, hopefully. If you just want to keep people company, Phoebe, while I do this a minute.
I will do. Hey, Sam. Over there in Ireland. Todd, hello. Leonie Sherelle. Kathy Rebuilds. Hey, girl. Courts Collier. Davis, of course. Frida.
Okay.
Diana. Leonie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Erica.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's okay, no problem.
Wow. Where do we start?
Yeah, if you just want to sort of give everyone a little bit of a backstory, really, on who you are and the Facebook group and stuff.
Right, okay. My name's Erica and I admin a Madeleine McCann group, McCann Scam Exposed. I'm only a very, very small cog in what is a very, very big wheel. Can I just say there's much, much more work goes on behind me from very, very more intelligent people than me. So I'm only a very small voice, but I would like to think I'm here to represent all the people who genuinely want justice for Madeleine McCann. What has brought us here has been Alan, basically, the armchair detective. I know a wee bit of the history. Alan, I remember from when I was admin in another group. Sorry, please bear with me. I'm a wee bit nervous.
No worries, that's fine.
Abduction or scam. Madeleine McCann abduction or scam. I admined in a group about almost 4 years ago now. At that time, Alan was merely just a group member. After I left that group, he was made admin, is my knowledge. When he was made admin, basically the other admins carried him. They had to do a lot of editorial work on his posts, which the grammar was pretty poor.
Yeah.
Spelling, and it's believed that the posts were other people's work, which was basically copying and pasting going on. What has got our backs up is there is an unwritten rule between all of us group admins that we would never make money from the case.
Yeah.
We would never do anything that would involve taking money.
Mm-hmm.
We believe the child has been used, that she has been marketed and branded so much that it is wrong morally to take money for our research and work that we do. I don't pretend to be a researcher. I'm merely a voice who would share other people's research. There are many, many researchers out there. For example, Lizzie Heidi Hole-Taylor, who's one of my favourite researchers.
Mm-hmm.
There's Ben Thompson, there's Tony, there's Isabel McFadden on Twitter. There's just so many. I couldn't really break it down and name them all, but the work they do is absolutely phenomenal. We on a daily basis seek justice for Madeleine McCann by tweeting, by researching. We have written to MPs, we have written to newspapers, we have written to Operation Grange, we have written to numerous people trying to be a voice for Madeleine McCann and ask for justice for her and ask for the case to be investigated in a non-corrupt fashion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do keep hitting a brick wall. I know I'm getting off the beaten track a wee bit, but this is a passion of ours that we feel very strongly about. And this is why we feel so strongly, is because Alan made a name for himself off the back of Madeleine McCann. That's where he came from.
Yeah.
He came from a group, a Madeleine McCann group. He was nobody before that. He came into the group and he built himself up. Then he went off and started making money, which is fine. But when he continues to keep mentioning Madeleine McCann as a little hook to keep drawing people in and getting money, that's what's getting our back up.
Yeah, sure. Well, I can see that, he's made a couple of videos now, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's even had Maddie in the title as well.
Yeah.
And he is receiving super chats, donations, and obviously the money gets in the background for that. So, I knew this was going to be a real issue when he started doing this. With all the fantastic work that you guys have done and that unwritten rules. So, I can understand all of you being, extremely upset over it.
Yeah, he is going down the line of trying to say that we are bullying him. This is not about us bullying him. We have a moral standing, whereas we will not and do not find it acceptable to receive money in Madeleine's name. He is going against our unwritten rule, That's what is infuriating us. I am aware he has commented that he has written a book which, quote, he says he will not give away for free about Madeleine. There's nothing he could copy and paste and put into a book that hasn't been said and is not available freely online. So why?
Yeah, absolutely. And presumably, he got started by presumably used a lot of other people's work to sort of get himself a foothold, I suppose, a bit in the way that he works on YouTube, really.
Yeah, he started off as I says, when I admitted an abduction or scam, he was only a member. After a while after I left, I'm aware he was made admin, which didn't work out for I'm sure various reasons. But what we were aware of was that other people's work was being used and being passed off as his own. Any information, factual information regarding Madeleine McCann is freely available online via the Portuguese police files, which is, ready available via Google for anyone to research. We use those files that they're like our Bible, basically, to share factual information and create awareness around the case. So why does he need to produce a book which he would receive money from? It can't offer anything that isn't available online, basically, for free.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I mean, what do you think about? I mean, obviously he's now brought up this kind of dyslexia subject. How do you feel about that?
Well, I can tell you very honestly that my father was dyslexic. He could never read or write. He never did a day of his life. He never made it a big issue out of it, because it would be something he would have been quite sensitive about, to be honest. Where Alan's concerned, I can see this, he's using it as a sympathy card to create more attention to himself. He was receiving donations during a video that he created about dyslexia, so he was still receiving money while he was playing the sympathy card.
Yeah, I mean, he does always seem to have a sympathy card, doesn't he, Phoebe, whenever we sort of bring something up. I mean, there was that about the his failed companies and whatever, which
that information is also freely available online. To our knowledge, there are I think about 9 failed businesses in his name that went through bankruptcy. Yeah,
and he said that he was part of a company which buys out companies that have dissolved or whatever. I don't know if we'd be able to find out any truth in that.
He was named as he was listed as the managing director, though, on those companies. So how can how can he go in and rescue a company that he already owns?
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up. But to me, that's just what he's trying to do is play down the basically how bad the situation is, in my opinion. To our knowledge, they were his failed businesses.
I think it just puts into question his honesty and integrity with him. There's no reason to lie about it, if he was just honest about it. But it appears that he just seems to try and cover everything when we highlight things like that.
Absolutely. Colin Sutton, I'm not sure if you're aware of Colin Sutton.
Yep,
he was about Colin. Well, Colin did do a bit of what's the right word I want to do, like an open night with him. And I believe that it was a bit of a flop. People invested money in it that didn't pay out. And Colin since then has distanced himself from the armchair.
Yeah.
Deflective.
I mean, that seems to be a common theme, doesn't it? People that, it's like Brian Harvey as well, wasn't it? He'll seem to, be with these people for a little while and then they'll seem to disappear. I don't know why, but.
People get their fingers burnt and then they don't want to go back. That's what it boils down to, isn't it? You get your fingers burnt once, you aren't going to go back for more.
No, absolutely not. So I guess sort of, really you want this unwritten law, you want this to all stop then, all this, him making any videos or books or anything about Maddie, then it's got to stop.
Where we stand as a community, and there is a last count about of at least over 100,000 people between our groups. All we want is an assurance that there will be no money received in Madeline's name. There'll be no book written in Madeline's name. And basically, we want them to step away completely from the Madeleine McCann case and never mention her again. We would be quite satisfied with that.
Yeah, I think that's quite fair and quite right too, absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe he's also got, a couple of people that kind of work with him. I don't really want to name names, but he's got a couple of people that kind of seem to do his work for him and almost protect him in a way and refuse to, believe things that are told them.
I know these 2 people. I've known these people for about 4 years. We were in groups with them. One of them did admin for me at one time. We did take them to be very, what's the word I want? Very good, decent people. I would like to think they still are very good, decent people, maybe just a little bit misguided. I hope so. We would like to think that. I know I speak for myself and others when we say we would like to see them maybe distance themselves from Alan and come back into, our circle again would be nice, as we always believe them to be decent people, but they do seem to be defending Alan. You know, we have asked Alan to come into one of our groups and onto a post and speak for himself. We've asked that for maybe the best part of a week now, continuously, and he just refuses to do so. And these two individuals seem to be the ones coming and doing all the talking for him, but Alan just won't. And my understanding is he will not face confrontation at all. He actually runs a mile from it, is what I've been told.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously offered an open invite, didn't we, Phoebe? But nothing's come of that.
Surprising.
Yeah,
We did, yes. We've asked him to come and speak with us, but yeah, no, he declined.
yeah,
Surprise, surprise. You know, when you're taking money out of taking money from people in one hand and probably laughing up your sleeve with the other hand, you know, why would you come and explain yourself, Dad? He probably just feels he's completely above having to speak or answerable for his actions, I would say.
yeah. I think they say he seems to have this admin team that kind of does all his speaking for him. But I mean, I was looking.
Sorry for interrupting. I can say there were two admins which I have spoken to privately, and I have probably put in the picture and they did then leave Alan and distance themselves from that. So I feel pretty pleased that I was able to kind of educate them, and they have made the right decision by moving on.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well done. So I know there's two key ones that I mean, I was reading up a bit earlier on your Facebook group that people feel they've almost changed. They're not the people that they knew before. I mean, is that correct?
They're not. I mean, as I say, we would have been. I'm not saying, you know, we've known of these people. I have personally for at least 3 or 4 years now, and they have been in my group and other groups. One did admin for me in a small secret group for a while, and I always would have had a level of respect for these people. One of them, I suspect, has reported my Twitter accounts, 2 Twitter accounts I've had taken down in the last week since I have been vocal about Alan. It's sad. It's really quite disappointing that people you once respected have basically turned out not to be the people you first thought they were.
Yeah, I mean, you've been very brave in speaking out, really, haven't you? And you know, it's a shame that
Well,
you have to.
I'm quite a vocal person. I'm a bit mouthy. I just say it how it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people respect that. I mean, I think that's what people respect about us, really.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Have you got anything to add, Phoebe? Any questions or anything?
No, I'm just listening intently, actually, and I'm just reading
Okay.
some of the
Some of the
comments
chats.
in.
So the Facebook group it's the Maddie McCann abduction scam. Is that correct, Erica?
Yeah, that's where he originated from. It's a public group with just around 30,000 members at the minute. The 30,000 members who basically got Alan to where he is now, and he basically has stated on a video he couldn't understand why we sit around and discuss Madeleine McCann all day. You know, we don't. Personally, I hold down a part-time job. I have 2 children and a home to care for, as long as other projects I'm working on at the minute, you know, but it's Madeleine McCann is obviously something that myself and others still feel very, very passionate about. It's only a very small part of our daily life, you know, but it is something that we are all very passionate about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do remember hearing him calling you all 30,000 bored housewives, which I thought you were going to be really pleased to hear that.
We're very, very hot. We're very, very far from being bored. We're very, very busy. People in our groups, we all have lives as well, but we all still feel very passionate in what we're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean to summarise, really, you've kind of helped Alan along to get where he is, and he's just kind of trodden all over you now, and it's just kind of
maybe not just me, so much me personally, but the Madeleine McCann community would have basically given him a foot up the ladder. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, the fact that he's upset the whole Facebook community and he's now upsetting the whole YouTube community. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's got to be there's no fire without smoke, as they say, is there? So, you know, that's why we're trying to make people wary of.
Just putting it lightly, in my personal opinion, and he's a bit of an embarrassment. I mean, the latest video last night is nothing short, in my opinion, of drunken ramblings. Absolute embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, we've highlighted a few of his ramblings like that, so yeah, it's not surprising, really. Okay, well, thanks for coming on. It's brilliant. It's brilliant for you to come on. Sorry, Phoebe.
Erica.
Yeah.
Can I just, you mentioned earlier on that information on Maddie is available online at was it a Portuguese website?
No,
Can you just,
basically all you need to do is Google the PG McCann PG files, and it will pop up. There's English translations on there. They are very, very heavy reading for a novice. Some of us have been reading and researching.
Sorry, the McCann what file?
McCann PJ files.
I think they're the equivalent of sort of the discovery files, aren't they, for the Chris Watts case? They call them the PJ files.
Yeah, the McCann PJ files. And there is a link in there for English translations. They contain so much information, from witness statements to photographs to it's endless. But they basically are our Bible at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Real.
Okay. Maybe we can add a link to the if we can find a link, and we can maybe pop it in the description on the video, Dad.
Yeah, we'll put it off when the stream's ended. We'll put a link to the group in the at the top, and we'll pin it at the top of our comments.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
That's okay. Well, thanks for calling in anyway. It's great.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, and I'm sure we'll speak again.
Really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Thank you, and I'll keep following and sharing and liking and all that. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
it's lovely to meet you, Erica. Thank you for taking the time to come on and speak to us.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. You too. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So there we go. That was Erica. I say we'll put that link in the description, won't we, Phoebe?
Yes, when the stream's ended, we'll pop a couple of links in the description section, and pin one to the top of the comments. So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, right. Let me just do that. Okay, so we're going to invite someone else in now. You may or may not know him. His YouTube name is Truth Seeker VP. He's been a member of our group for quite a while. He was quite heavily involved with the so-called Insider, as we all know. So I'm just going to try and invite him in. So Phoebe wants to keep everyone company while I do this a second.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
That's all right. Just throw you in there.
You go and do your technical bit, and I'm just having a look at some of the comments here.
Brilliant. Hello. Okay, I think you might.
Oh, there he is.
I think you might be muted. Actually, you've got a little mute icon. Ah, there we go. Hello.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, VP. It's Phoebe.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
I'm doing good. I just got home from work. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, thanks for rushing back from work. I know it was a bit of a tight call. We've spoken obviously lots on through YouTube and stuff, but we've never actually spoken on the phone. So it's just good to actually put a voice to it.
We can, VP, I can just see your hand waving around aimlessly.
Okay, but I'm getting like the audio.
We can hear you. We can hear you fine.
You see my hand?
You're just
okay,
getting
now
your
it's
camera.
okay, but I was getting.
Yeah, it's just like a black screen now, which is fine if you don't want to be on camera. That's fine. Just
okay, but I'm getting a very bad echo.
Oh right, mute your if you've got YouTube going, you'll need to mute it. Otherwise you'll get feedback. Is he still there?
Are you still there, VP?
Yes, I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
We can hear. Yeah, we can hear you great.
Okay, the
Yeah.
problem is I'm getting echoey.
Have you?
Are you
My audio
watching?
is.
You talk, Dad.
I say, are you watching the stream on another device?
I was watching the stream. You can't do that, huh?
You can watch it, but you'll need to turn the volume down.
The volume is off.
Oh,
Now
right.
it seems okay now.
Oh, right. Okay, brilliant.
Good.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. It's we should have tested this before, really, but obviously time restraints and everything. So, I apologise for that.
I'm a first timer here.
It's okay. Yeah. Do you just want to sort of introduce how you sort of became involved with Team Phoenix, really? If that'd be okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I was started out like most everyone listening to AD, and I came across you guys and a couple of other channels, and I really started paying attention to Team Phoenix. That was probably one of my first ones, I guess. But there's like 4 or 5 of us, you know. So it was all part of AD, you know. And I saw that you guys were, you know, trying to do all y'all can to, you know, get the truth out there. And basically, pretty much, I found out about Team Phoenix almost at the same time as AD. Same cause.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 channels that I was following, and like I said, Team Phoenix was one of them.
Okay. And I know that it was kind of around the time that AD started bringing the Insider on, wasn't it? I think that you started to kind of watch his channel.
Yeah. Well, this came a little bit later, not much later. I don't know, a few weeks when the Insider came up, when he started talking about the Insider, and that's when I really started to it's really started to bother me, because you know how serious it was. You know, he joked. You know, now he didn't really joke about it. He admitted that he had an Insider, but it's very serious when you do something like that, because you know you have all these inmates in this penitentiary, prison. And if they start to believe that, they think they have, we call them snitches here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And they start believing that there's a snitch, or as AD calls them, an insider, then everyone in the prison is at risk, because they don't know who the insider is, and they start pointing fingers. So it became very serious to me when he brought that up.
And do you actually live in the same county? Do you actually live near Dodge?
No, I'm very far from Dodge. I'm in the same country as Dodge. Dodge is in Wisconsin.
Okay. Which state are you in?
I'm in Louisiana. Excuse me. Yes, I'm in Louisiana, so I'm probably 1,500, 1,600 miles away from Dodge.
Okay. But am I right in thinking that you actually got in contact with the Dodge police, though? Is that right?
Actually, I sent them an email to let them know that someone on YouTube was saying that there was an insider from their prison, and I gave them a little bit of information about me. And not long after, a few days after, I was on a live stream, and I get a phone call, and I didn't recognize the area code prefix.
Yep.
But I answered it, and sure enough, it was Dodge.
Okay. And what did they what did they have to say? Did they take it seriously? And how seriously did they take it?
Well, the first person I spoke with was with it was a woman, and she just wanted to verify that I was the person that sent the email. She asked me a few questions, and once she verified that, she put me on the phone. I forget what he was. Is he a sergeant or a lieutenant? And she put me on a call with him, and then he and I started talking about it. And he wasn't happy about it at all. And he had questions like, what, where did you hear this? Who's talking about us? So I started giving him some information, more information. about the armchair detective. So I believe it was the lady that I spoke with at first. I think she was on the side of him, and the officer asked whoever it was on the side of him. He asked them to bring up YouTube and bring up. He gave him the name of the channel
Hmm.
because I told him, I said, listen, this guy is live right now as we speak, and I can actually hear AD over the phone, through the headsets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So they actually were actually listening to the live stream as you were on the phone to them.
Yeah, and I was happy that happened because I knew at that point they knew who he was and what he was saying. And the insider, so-called insider, was actually talking on the live stream. So I was real happy about that.
Yeah.
And they said that they was going to take it very seriously. And actually, I received, no, I called them back about a week ago. I'm sorry, a week after the first initial call. I spoke with the same guy, and I said he's doing it again. He's back on the live. And at that point, I'd say it's a week after. This is what the guy told me. He told me that they did an internal investigation, in-depth investigation. They checked everything out, and there was no insider, no snitch, no informant of any kind inside that prison. Now they have ways of doing this, so I took his word on it that there was no insider involved.
So there you go. Really, I mean, you can't get any higher up than that, can you? As proof, that.
Well, no, I mean they actually heard the guy, actually heard AD as I was listening to him at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that was real telling on AD's part. He was pretty much caught at that point.
Yeah. So they must have put his channel under investigation. I would have thought. I mean, I don't know how. Obviously, there in the US, his channel's UK, and plus
Well,
YouTube
I'm sure
in
this.
the middle.
Well, this is what I think happened. That this is just some experience. I believe I found out that the police department is just down the road from the prison. So I would think that they got the police involved.
Yeah.
Because inside the prison, the prison itself doesn't have any power outside the prison. If you follow me,
Sure.
as far as you know, putting charges against someone, they can't do any of that. So I'm sure they got the police involved. Now, it seems like after I spoke with them, it seemed like the insider kind of went away for a little while, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he did go away.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So I don't know if they contacted him or if they sent him an email or if YouTube did or not. That's I'd love to know who contacted him. I'm sure he was contacted because, like I
Yeah.
said, it's a serious offense.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would have sure they must have contacted him, but of course, I'm sure the insider's been on again since then, haven't they?
With the inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the inside didn't they, I believe the insider came back. After, the insider supposedly got fired or quit working for Dodge. He was kind of on his own, so he did come back.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't follow AD every single night, so I'm not sure if the insider's been on there the last couple of weeks or not.
I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly when. Can you remember, Phoebe, what the latest insider video was?
I think it was about 10 days ago, a week ago last Sunday, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I didn't actually watch it, to be honest, but I think that was the video that was taken down pretty sharpish from what I remember.
Yeah, I believe it was removed straight away, wasn't it? His last insider video.
Oh, it was taken down, is what y'all saying? It was taken down.
Sorry, yes, it was. I remember now. It was. It was taken down straight away. for reasons unknown.
by AD, just to clarify, I believe he took it down himself, not saying YouTube or anybody else made him take it down. I think that was his own choice. But after they did the live, instead of leaving it up as a replay, it was removed pretty sharpish. So
Yeah,
But you know,
I
Phoebe,
did. So
you know what really is mind blowing is he's still running after all that, all what we just talked about with the so-called insider. Now YouTube has a rule that you can't put out misleading information. Well, if that's not misleading, I don't know what is. And how could he still be running after that? Just that there. Forget about everything else.
yeah,
Just misleading the public that there was an insider.
yeah. You're
How
right.
can he still be running, up and running?
I don't know. I really don't understand YouTube, to be honest, and how how they haven't done any. They don't seem to have done anything about it, do they? You know.
It doesn't seem to be like nothing's happening. He just keeps going about his business every day.
Yeah. I'm
You
sure.
know,
I'm sure if it was one of us, the channel would be. I don't know what to say anything about what YouTube do, but something's definitely not right about the whole thing.
yeah. I
my
for sure we'd have
concerns.
a strike, Hafib. We'd have a strike for
Sorry.
sure. We'd have a strike against our channel for sure. I would think doing something like that. At
Well,
minimum, a
if
strike.
yeah. Well, somebody has to instigate it, instigate the strike, don't they? So for some reason, nobody does.
Mm.
But my concern, my main concern when the insider was on talking about the Chris Watts case was when it was all about the photographs, the petition and everything, because it was like the way I sort of perceived it was that like Chris Watts was getting special treatment by the prison, the prisoners, the prison staff, the warden, etc., for being allowed to keep the photographs. And my concern was that if the other prisoners were getting to hear about this, and I think I recall them saying that the other prisoners were using their 15-minute phone calls home to their families to speak about these photos and the situation about having photos. I was really worried that if all the other inmates got wind of it, that Chris Watts was getting special treatment, it could have caused a great deal of unrest inside that prison. A riot is probably a little bit too dramatic,
Of
but
course.
it could have caused a lot of unrest between the prisoners, the inmates, if they all believed that Chris Watts was getting special treatment and was being allowed to have something that they weren't allowed to have. That was the impression that I was given. So yeah, it could have caused a lot of bad feeling,
And I mean, there's a lot of mystery surrounding the pictures as well, isn't there? Because it's been brought up that the picture never was up on the wall. A very reputable fellow creator, sort of who's in touch with the family, the Ruzek family, has actually stated that the pictures were never up on the wall in the first place.
But how are we to know? How would we know? I mean, everything in that prison is pretty private. The only way would be if you had a true insider. That we know there's none, but you would have to have someone inside that prison for it to leak out.
Yeah, and I'm sure.
The thing is, though, is it really anybody else's business? To be honest,
No, actually, it's not. I
really,
think the Ruzak family, I think, would have something to say about it. Maybe, is their hurt. The Ruzak family, I think, would have if they had. It should be them to say anything. If it's their daughter and their grandkids.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
But the thing is, guys, if they were, let's say he had the picture for a second. Let's say he did have the picture, and you get a petition, and you get the picture taken down. Okay, everyone in that prison, inmate that murdered someone, and and had the victims' pictures on their walls, those would also have to come down too. It could not be just Chris Watts. I wouldn't think. I think it would be
No,
bigger. It would bigger. It'd be much bigger than just that petition.
exactly. You can't have one rule for one inmate and
No.
a different rule for everybody else. And from what I gather, there are other inmates that have also got photos of their family who have also been their victims in their possession as well. I think like Scott Peterson, I've heard that he's got photographs of Lacey. There's lots of other examples. Will from 411 Now, he did a video and said that there was something like 749 other prisoners that have also got photographs of their families which had also been their victims. So nobody could force Chris Watts to take his photos down or have them confiscated without applying the same rule for everyone else, surely.
That's right. And I'm sure it was mentioned in his interview that he kept the pictures in his Bible. I mean, it's difficult to know what's true and what's not, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, because I remember he said that he used to read Darling Little Cece like a good night story each night by looking at the photo, and that's how he used to read to her each night.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we don't know how much of what he's telling us is the truth, and how much is
We just don't know, Phoebe. We really just don't. I
No,
don't think we'll ever know for sure.
no, but really, VP, like we were saying, is it any of our business? I don't
It's none
consider
of
it
my
my
business.
business at all.
No,
It's the
that's
Rusek family, like I say, it's their business. That they should be the people that if anybody that should make any decisions. And I just think, crikey,
And
why
I'm sure
quoting
Sandy Ruse. Sorry, I'm sure Sandy Ruzek. I'm sure that she said that she wanted him to keep the pictures up. I mean, I know AD was doing a live and he had the petition lady on there, and I mean, I don't know whether it was the real Frank Ruzek, but that they came in, and I'm sure that they said they wanted Sandy to keep the pictures up. And I'm sure I've heard that somewhere else as well. But it's so difficult to find this out, isn't it?
I know the real Frankie Jr. did go into AD's live, because all you have to do is click on the little circle against their name and it takes you straight to their channel. And he's been on YouTube, I think, since about 2013, or his account has. I know he hasn't been active until just recently. And he had lots of subscribers. I can't remember how many, but something like, I don't know, 1,300 or more probably. But it was clearly a very, very valid YouTube account.
Yes.
I mean, it had Frankie's photo. And then a
Yes.
few minutes later, he went online and did a live to say, look, yes, this is really me. So it definitely was him. I just managed to click on his photo before he was blocked, and it took me straight to Frankie Ruzek's YouTube account.
Yeah, so he has banned. He's now banned Frankie Ruzek and Frank Senior, more than likely, from his channel.
But there's a reason, I believe, for that. I mean, they could, they know a lot more about this case than we do, and I think that was just his way of just shutting them up.
I think you're right.
That's much my opinion. But getting back to the insider, to the pictures, they were even blaming a lot on the AD subscribers. I was reading some comments that they were blaming the warden, that the warden wasn't doing his job. But there's laws that we have to follow and that he has to follow also. It would have to, in other words, for this to change, I think it'd have to go all the way to the Supreme Court for it to be overturned. Turned over.
Yeah,
I don't. A warden can't make it. He just can't make that call. But they sure put a lot of blame on him. They wanted him to resign, step away, step down.
Sure.
It was getting pretty ridiculous. Those pictures.
Yeah, and we still don't know if he's moved prison, do we? I say we still don't know whether or not he's moved prison, because he was supposed to be moving out of Dodge Correctional, wasn't he?
Well, that's what we heard.
He was
I heard
going
it
down
also.
the road. He was supposed to be going down the road to, was it Waipun?
Well,
Waipawn?
pun, yeah, well,
Yeah,
pun, well,
something
pun.
like that.
Waipawn
Now, but listen,
prison.
isn't the prison that in Dodge, wasn't that just like to evaluate him, or was that his permanent home?
Yeah, no, I think it is an evaluation facility anyway. So I think that on average, inmates stay there for no more than 5 or 6 weeks, something like that. So he would have moved anyway. So I think the fact that the insider said he would be moving wasn't really a revelation,
Hmm.
as it was supposed to be.
I think to be fair, some prisoners do stay there for a longer amount of time. But on the whole, it is like a reception prison. But yeah, we were told, I think, quite a few weeks ago, weren't we, that he was supposed to be moving prisons, but we're still waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, indeed.
And who knows? It may well happen. It may well happen.
May
We
well.
don't know. We just have to wait for it to to come on in the news before we
Yeah.
know, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, excuse me. Talking about the news, here where I'm at anyway. Like the big network, CNN and Fox News. I haven't seen. They haven't spoken about the Chris Watts case in quite a while now. I mean, there is nothing at all. They're not discussing anything right now.
No,
So
it's gone quiet, hasn't it?
yeah, we can soon be a year in August. And will we continue to discuss Chris Watts over and over and over? I'm not sure.
Wow.
But we're not really you know what I'm saying? That it's almost, it's what, 9 months now? Almost 10 months now.
Yeah.
And
So
it's still being discussed.
13th of August.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's all going to come up again, isn't it? On the 13th of August, it's all going to come up again.
Oh, I'd bet money on that.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, you can either stick around,
On the
VP, or
anniversary.
you can drop out back into the chat. It's up to you. But I've just got a couple of subscribers that wanted to come on tonight,
Yeah.
so I'm just
We'll
going
listen in.
to try and invite them in a moment.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, and I want to say hello to the chat. I didn't have time to tell them hello, but just hello, and I appreciate all the subscribers and all the support.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't been to his channel, it's Truth Seeker VP.
Yes.
So by all means, get on over there and subscribe.
Yeah, I'll say
I'll
one more
see if
thing.
I can.
Yeah, so you could put a link. I appreciate it. I'm trying to, Dad, and I think Phoebe knows. I want to start doing live streams, and I'm just having some difficulty with it right now. I ordered a camera. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I ordered a camera, and the camera's locking up. I mean, the computer's locking up. It's like they're not. I don't know if I have the correct driver or not. So I ordered a new camera. So yeah, that's the plans for my channel, is to start doing live streams.
Sure. Well, hopefully we might be able to help you out with that. We've had a few technical difficulties, but we managed to sort of get up and running. So
Yeah, we get under 1,000 now, 1,000 subscribers. You can't use your mobile phone anymore. You have to use a desktop or a laptop.
okay.
And it's a shame, because if I could use my cell phone, I guess one day maybe I'll get that 1,000, because they have some beautiful areas here that I'd like to show, like everyone in this chat here. There's
Yeah.
some really nice video.
Well, we'll definitely put a link in our video, to your channel. So hopefully all
Yeah,
of our
I'm just
subs will get over
trying
there.
to. What's your account? What is it actually called? Is it
It's Truth
Truth Seeker?
VP, Truth Seeker VP.
All one word.
Yes, all one word.
Was- Okay. I'm trying to find it now, so I'll put a link
Okay.
in there for you.
Well, I'm gonna get off so y'all can invite someone else. I appreciate it, Team Phoenix.
Thanks very much. Thanks for joining
Oh,
us.
it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us, VP.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All the best. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
There we go. UK to USA.
Yeah. And it was such a clear line, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
You'd think
amazing.
it was, you know, the technology's incredible.
What's the betting
Just
that
so easy.
what's the betting that AD will copy what we're doing? What do you reckon? Because no one can
What
ever hear
news?
him. When he has someone on, they can never hear him, can they? Right, I'm hoping that Amanda is around. She wanted to join us. So I'm just going to see if she will accept. She goes by the name Fraulein Amanda Saxony. She's one of our subscribers.
I just wanted to mention that I'd seen Wendy Johnson had written in the comments that when we were talking about the photos that that she'd be really upset if she knew that a murderer had photos of their family, which I'm sure a lot of us can, you know, empathise with. But one thing that I was really sort of surprised by when Chris Watts did his interview in February was when they told him that, when the detectives told Chris that Sandy and the Ruchek family still actually loved him, that they did, you know, because he said something like, "Oh, I bet they really hate me."
Sure.
And the detective said, "Well, actually no, we've just been, you know, we speak to them regularly, and they told us to tell you that they don't hate you. You were their son for, you know, or as good as a son for 8 years, and they still love you."
Yeah.
Now, I was really quite taken aback by that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So
Sorry, Phoebe,
it's hard to understand, isn't it? Unless you're in that person's situation, it's very difficult to know how you would feel, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I can imagine.
It's very easy to be impartial, isn't it? But when you think of that as your own family, you know, it would be very different.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of respect for Sandy, you know, for having that that view. I know she's got a very strong faith, hasn't she? And I have a lot of respect for her to be able to hold that view, you know, because I guess otherwise you're just holding on to so much hate, really, you know, inside, and it must really twist and turn around inside, you know.
Yeah. I mean, they're an amazing family. I think they've inspired a lot of people, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, the way the whole way that they've conducted themselves since it happened, you know, has been class, you know, top class, isn't it?
Very, very honourable. Yeah, absolutely, very classy. But so, sort of getting back to Wendy's comment, that I would imagine most of us would be horrified by the thought of somebody that had murdered your family that might have a photograph of them. But maybe Sandy doesn't feel that way, you know, because of the way that she said that she feels about Chris. She might not feel that way about the photos, you know.
Yeah. Or she may feel that, you know, he needs to be reminded of what he's done, you know, and that's why she wants the photos there. So he can't escape from it, you know.
Yeah.
Right, if anyone wants to call in, the number is in the video description. The phone number.
Shall I read it out?
Yeah, if you can see it in there, can you see the comment description?
I've got the phone number. So, does anybody want to call in? If you let me know if you're going to call in from the UK or the US, then I can read out the number, or you can just have a look in the description
There were two
section.
There were two
You just
that
need
wanted to
to bring
call in.
the
Sorry.
appropriate.
Go on, Phoebe.
You just need to ring the appropriate phone number, depending on which country you're in. We've got UK, USA, and Australia. And then just above that, there's you'll need the meeting ID. It will just ask you to enter the meeting ID, which is 10-digit number. So
Yeah.
you phone the phone number and then you enter the 10-digit meeting ID, and that should bring you straight through to us. It'd be lovely to speak to some of you. It really would.
Yeah, as simple as that. I know there are 2 people that wanted to call in. I've got you as contacts. You just need to accept my contact request. There's Mummy Drummy was one of them, and Ellie was the other one. And I see Rebecca.
Is Mummy Drummy
in the
here?
chat. I see
Come on,
Rebecca.
guys, hands up. Who wants to call?
I can invite Rebecca in if she wants to come in. It's up to her. I can see Rebecca in the chat. Ah, here we go. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello?
hello.
Crikey, hang on,
Who's
just
that?
turn you off. It's Marple.
Ah, yeah. You need to mute.
Miss
Yeah.
Marple.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. I just have to turn you off because it said put your participant number in. I thought, well, I haven't got one. I'd already put one lot of numbers in, so there you go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you just need to leave
Oh.
that blank. That bit. I should have put that bit in there. Just ignore that when it asks for that.
Well, well
Right.
done.
Any questions you've got for me? Probably a lot, haven't you? A lot of your participants have, I should think.
Oh, I don't know. Have you been talking in the chat, Miss Marple, with them?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't been able to keep a very close eye on the chat, to be honest.
So,
But,
so Miss Marple, are you the Miss Marple that mods for AD?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
And I
hello,
haven't got an American
welcome.
accent, so there's no chance I'm
No.
an insider.
It was the first thing I noticed when I heard you speaking. I was like, oh, another Brit.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, but that's why, because you're from Britain, and I thought, well, it's easier to phone because quite often they're not British. Most of the YouTube providers that I watch are mostly American, so it's always very difficult. In fact, pretty impossible, really, to phone up. Yeah.
Well, you don't want a huge phone bill either, do you? Really, So.
Well, you know, I suppose.
If you're
Well, I've got
phoning
you
America,
visually on now on the TV, so I can see the chat coming up as well.
Okay, that's
So
good.
there shouldn't be any interference or feedback.
Okay, well,
Right.
thanks.
It's lovely.
So,
Yeah, thanks for ringing in. So how did you get involved with AD's channel then? How did you sort of start becoming a mod for him and stuff?
well, he seemed to be the one and only English guy at the time that was doing, sort of things on murders and on, I've always been interested in things like that. So I started to watch and I started to edge my way in. And that's how I became a moderator. Yeah.
Okay.
And how long ago was that, Miss Marple? When did you start? When did you become a moderator for him?
I started I started to contact AD a week after the Watts case, actually, because I began to watch the Watts case from the very first day. And as soon as I saw the gentleman, well, he's not a gentleman, it's Chris Watts, that person being interviewed live and saying about he felt lost without them, and he had the grin on his face. I was going ballistic because I knew it was obvious he was the murderer.
Yeah.
Or pretty much. So yeah, that's really. And I started to view all the different things about the Chris Watts case, and I started to get involved with AD on the Chris Watts case. So you learn a lot of it on me, if you like.
Oh, no.
Okay, so how do you feel? Sorry, go on, Phoebe.
I can see
I
Daphne
just
says,
want-
am I still a mod? And yes, I am.
So yes, Miss Marple is still a mod, Daphne.
So how do you feel
anybody
about our
else-
channel
sorry.
then? How do you feel about our channel?
I think it's concentrating like victimization on one person with a lot of fairy stories, to be honest, and not the exact truth. So if you've got questions for me, or if you want to state why you seem to have this hate for him, I'd like to chat with you about it.
Okay, go for it, Phoebe.
Sure. What when you say not the truth, what do you mean not the truth?
Well, a lot of things I
What
see
have
on
we
the
said
channel,
true?
complete lies. Some of the people that are chatting and some of the things you take from the chat, you tend to believe, and it's not true on many occasions. Don't ask me to sort of say it verbatim, because that's going to be very difficult, obviously, because I'm chatting to you
No,
live.
of course not. Are you talking about in the comments section underneath, or are you talking about what we've said or done in our videos?
Quite often on the comments section, and on the videos, I do all this crudeness. It doesn't. I mean, I watched your last meeting, and I just thought it was distasteful. I'll be honest with you, I just didn't like it. Some of the work you've done has been funny. Yeah, some of it's been really comical and very amusing. But now I just think it's dragging, and it just looks like victimisation on one person with not any absolute facts.
Like what? Because we don't manipulate our videos, Miss Marple. They're definitely, I assure you, we've never, ever, ever edited a video together to make it look like he has said something that he didn't. I absolutely promise you that. We've never, ever done that. Never done that. That's not what we're about.
Well, I do think your
So I'm
portrayal
not
of someone burping and farting is rude. I don't think that's tasteful. And he doesn't do that on his channel, as we have to sit there as mods and listen and watch. And we are the most critical of him. If he makes a mistake, we're down on him like a ton of bricks, especially Maureen. She's down on him like a ton of bricks if he makes mistakes, because he's got to have this perfect image because he's getting criticised. It's called nitpicking. That's what you've done. You've nitpicked any small mistakes he's done, blown up all out of proportion.
Okay, well, that's your
Because
opinion.
we're doing it from a humorous angle. That's all we're doing. We're just doing it from a
It
funny.
might be humorous to you, but if that was directed at you, you would probably be upset, and people commit suicide over things directed at them. Let me tell you something now. 3 weeks ago, my friend hung herself.
To be honest,
she left an 18-month-old baby. Let me finish, please. She left an 18-month-old baby. She hung herself because of trolls on the internet. So if you think it's comical, it might be to you and it might be to some simple-minded people. But my God, it's not funny to the families of the dead ones that have committed suicide. You've got to think twice before you abuse people. And that's what you've done.
Okay, well,
but it's a free choice whether you want to watch the video. We don't force anyone to watch our video.
Choice. I agree it's a free choice. But it's still
bullying people say
on
to
a
us,
certain person that you're doing. And if you've got any
people
questions about what you think he's a bad character, tell me why you think he's bad and I'll answer you.
okay, if you can stop shouting.
Yes, I am angry. I'm angry my friend's dead. I'm angry that people can be drove to suicide by people like you.
Well, I don't think it's fair to bring that into this conversation, to be honest. I don't think
what you think is fair or unfair is entirely up to you. I'm stating the facts. People end up committing suicide because of trolls. And the way you're portraying what you're doing about somebody is wrong. It just makes you look like lowlife. Okay, you had some comedy, which has been funny. I'm being honest. If I can't be honest, what else can I be?
Okay, well, how do you think, the Ruchek family feel then? When they've lost their family, okay, and they're seeing the case dragged all over the internet with all these wild speculations and things, having to the autopsy, the graphic detail. I mean, him saying that
24 channels each day, darling. 24 channels each day.
Okay, and how many of those?
Yeah, but
each of them do.
No other channel said that Bella had her nose.
Yeah,
I've watched 24 channels each day on the what case? I don't think you have. Have you got enough time to do that? I doubt that, don't you?
Tell me which other channel then has said that Bella's face and skull, nose was crushed. And where is that in the autopsy? Tell me that.
Well, I'll tell you something now. He said that because he had some information that I can't release to you. He shouldn't have perhaps said it, but that's his channel, isn't it? He's not insulting you. None of you.
But
Is he?
He's got a responsibility.
He's telling the public that want to watch him what he has seen and what he knows. I'm not an angry little troll.
But then didn't he retract it though and say that it was actually like a vision?
He shouldn't have said it. It wasn't in a vision, no. It was to do with the reports. It was to do with some extra information. Don't forget, he had the insider until everyone was going on and on and on at him. And that's why he was struggling to come out with the truth, because he was scared to tell the truth. For being attacked, it's the nitpicking again.
Yeah, but he's got a huge responsibility in what he does. He's got 38,000 people, okay, living on every word that he says. And he's talking about these murders of children and women. He's got a huge responsibility in what he says and to get his facts straight. And, I mean, in one particular case, the Carly Gousset case.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah,
you know exactly
and I
what I'm going to say.
apologise for it. I apologise for that. Yeah. That was a Freudian slip of some kind. Yeah.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
He can't do that, can he? It's his full-time job. He's getting paid for doing it. If I made an error in my job of that magnitude, I would be sacked. He does.
But
every
YouTuber
has.
Isn't this your job? And you can't get sacked on YouTube.
We've all got.
We've all got full-time jobs.
No, what I'm saying is the magnitude. I'm not saying he should be sacked, and that was never ever our aim. Never.
What is your aim then?
To
victimise him until he quits, or to victimise him until he's suicidal? To victimise him until what? What is your aim?
He just needs to get his facts straight. He said so many things that are just incorrect, and I know that he did say.
If you watch something, you think, "Oh, that's not right. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm sure he's got that one wrong." I bet anyone on YouTube, you could go all day and do that, couldn't you? So why pick on him if he's got something wrong at some certain point? Why? Why don't you just say, "I'll watch something else"? Oh no, we'll make a channel and victimise him. What kind of people do that? You make a channel on someone else, and the more you do it, the more subs he gets. Because everyone that's watching here, well, some of them, not all of them, yeah, some of them may go and watch and listen.
They may well do, and that's with love to AD from Team Phoenix. We're not, when these other channels, they want my subs and this, that, and the other. No, we don't want his subs. We're just doing our own little thing in our own little world. Now, I have followed most of the cases that he's covered. I have followed those very, very closely from the word go. Kelsey Bereth.
And you've watched his channel, and didn't you get blocked or something? Is that why you're upset? I've heard you say you've got blocked, a couple of you on here previously.
I was blocked months and months ago before Team Phoenix even came about, and I won't. The reason that I was blocked was because I made a very, very polite but challenging comment in the comment section. And I wasn't rude. I didn't swear, because that is not. I never use bad language anyway.
Well,
I asked
that's not good, is it? It's not good being blocked for nothing. I agree with you. That's wrong. And what did two wrongs?
I was blocked.
Don't make a right. They don't make a right, do they? Two wrongs don't make a right.
I feel like you asked me a question and then you don't let me finish.
Oh, sorry, you broke up, and I thought you'd finished. I beg your pardon. Sorry.
Okay, so I have followed the majority of the cases that he has covered very, very closely. So I feel that I do know quite a lot about each of the cases, and there's so much information that he gets wrong. Just basic information, like he said that Kelsey Bereth was murdered in front of her little daughter, Kaylee. Well, Kaylee wasn't in the same room. She was in a different room in her cot. So I don't know where he got the information from that she was in the same room. When he was jotting down some names of cases that people were giving him in the chat, he wrote them all down, future cases to do, and then he read them off. And when he got to Kanika Jenkins, he either couldn't read his writing or he couldn't pronounce her name. And I appreciate it. It's a tricky name, you know, Kanika. It's not a common sounding.
Sorry
name.
for that name again. I can't say that. What name is it? Sorry.
Kanika Jenkins, her name is.
Right. Okay.
And when he was reading down the list, he was reading down, and when he got to her name, he either couldn't read his writing or he couldn't pronounce her name. So he said, "Oh yeah, and the one in the fridge."
Okay. Right.
Now,
yes, he couldn't pronounce. You do know he's dyslexic, and he has trouble actually reading printed words and getting it mixed up. And you know that's something that you shouldn't pick on neither.
Okay, Miss Marple. No, let me finish, please. Let me finish.
Sorry,
I'm not criticising him.
I don't know.
I'm not criticising him for not being able to read the name or anything. What I'm saying is when he got down to her name on the list, he said, "Oh, the one in the fridge." Now that is a young lady who lost her life in very, very tragic circumstances, and she has a family. Now, why couldn't he have said, "Oh, and that's the young lady that tragically died when she got locked in a freezer"? But no, he said, "Oh, and that's the one in the fridge."
Yeah,
and I just found that very, very.
Yes.
It was just
agree. It's incorrect.
He's in the wrong job.
You can't just hit the person on the head because they can't speak and say certain words when they're reading, and they find it difficult to pronounce certain words, which is challenging for him. And he does get upset, and it's just very cruel when you do that. Please let me have my say now, please. It's awful when you do these things on your show to show him that he can't speak lately. You know, it's just cruel to that.
You've got about 2 more minutes.
Your family are the people that you love. Not only that, when it was the baby was in the room when she was murdered, it was alleged that by one of the people that was reporting it at the time. That's why he said it, because that was verbatim what he repeated, what was said by somebody else who reported it. Now, I can try and go back on the facts and tell you which person it was that reported it and actually say that, because at the beginning, it was reported that the baby was actually in the room when she was murdered. Unfortunately, that is the truth. That was the truth at the time. Now, we believe that the baby wasn't there. But in that case, it's everywhere, isn't it, that case?
You need to get this right. You need to get it right first time. You can't get these things wrong and then go back and say...
He repeated verbatim what another reporter, an official reporter, a newscaster had said. So I can't do anything about what the newscaster said. We do often believe the news, don't we? And quite often it's incorrect, and it was on this occasion. So yes, that is true. But that can be the mistake of any presenter on YouTube by, copying what a newscaster has actually said.
So why do you think he gets so much attention then? Because there's a lot of other crime channels out there that actually say that anyone with the name Armchair is a laughing stock in the crime world. That's not us saying that. That's reputable channels.
Well, maybe it's, like one thing starts, it's like one bully at school and then suddenly there's loads. I've had it when I was at school and it wasn't nice. And there's a few people on chat there asking about his bankrupted businesses. What he did, he fronted these public houses that were going to close down, and he had to be the manager of those public houses, and it was already known that they were closing down, and he looked after them until they closed down. I myself have done similar jobs like that, so I do know that job title, that is the manager, and you look after a public house until it closes. It's not him, that's actually
we haven't mentioned that in any of our videos, though. We haven't brought that up in any of our videos.
Oh, no, it's just
we
people
haven't
on your
brought
chat
that up in any
that's why I'm trying to answer some of the people on the chat. The Summer Rain thing was, if I can quickly tell you, is that when she was getting trolled on this channel for giving him money. right? And she said, what am I going to do? They've got trolls after me. He said, well, why don't you change your name and come back? That's what he said to her. Nothing to be nasty. He said it's a good idea if she changed her name, then she wouldn't get trolled. That was the whole thing. Okay, everything else has been, you know.
Am I right in thinking that
really
she was a director level? She was a patron director level. Is that right?
She was just a patron. I don't think you can get more than just a patron. I'm not sure.
Well, you need to look into that.
How that system works. But
well, you need to look into that.
She just kept paying. She just kept paying money. She seemed like she had it as a habit, didn't she? She was habitual in paying. Then her husband found out she was doing that. He was angry. She got trolled. So all that clashed all at once. So then he suggested that she changed her name so she wouldn't get trolled. That was it. That was all there was to it.
But if you look at AD's
and I do
patron
feel
page,
for the girl because she seems like she's got a problem with keep subbing to different places, and that, you know, it's not really good for anybody, is it, when they've got a habit like that?
But
if you look, anything else,
well, I don't know of anyone else.
Can I just say, if you look,
I don't know of any other channels.
If you look at AD's patron page, she's got different tiers on there. Okay, now one of the top tiers is director level, which is what I understood she was. If you're a director, that means that you should be able to have a meeting, correct?
I've never seen that. I've never seen
you need
this
to look
director thing.
You need to look into that then. You need to look into that.
I will, and I'll probably get back to you on more answers. If you've got any questions, any other questions, I can answer them all day.
Okay, well, we're going to give us some other people a chance to come on. We appreciate you phoning in.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Miss Marple,
but when Martin committed suicide, it really upset me. She left an 18-month-old baby. To see that 18-month-old baby in a pram behind a coffin was one of the most. Oh, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. It really is.
Every sympathy for that.
So that's why I don't want bullying. That's why I want you to be more gracious in what you do. You can have fun.
He has said in his videos on more than one occasion that he can take it. Hello, sorry,
yeah, I did. So go on ahead. No, you could a little bit then.
He has said.
Sorry, he has
said on more than one occasion that it doesn't, you know, that he can take it.
He can take what?
I've listened to his videos, and we do.
He doesn't watch our videos, though, does he?
The criticism and things. He says, you know, call me. You can call me this. I don't. I don't mind. Call me this. I don't care. Call me that. I don't care. Just don't. He said, you know, call me old. I don't care. Just don't slander me. That's what he said. So he has given us the impression that, you know, that it's like water off a duck's back to him. That's what he's, you know, indicated that he can. You know,
Bravado is the man. He's not going to say, "Oh, I feel hurt." Because then you'll call him and say, "Oh, look at AD, he's upset, he's hurt." And you might do that. You've done a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna.
No stone unturned in what you've done in your videos, to be honest, is there? So he feels like he's caught,
Dad,
you know, in a corner.
Okay, I just want to end the call because we need to give other people a chance. Okay. So we're going to graciously
so you're
end
leaving?
the call.
Oh, right. I'm leaving.
Dad.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, Phoebe.
Can I just clarify something?
Sure.
Miss Marple, I just wanted to clarify before you go. I wasn't criticising him for not being able to read when I was talking about Kanika Jenkins. I wasn't criticising him at all for not being able to read, okay? My point was that he very disrespectfully called her, "Oh, she's the one in the fridge." What he could have said was, "Oh, that's the young lady that tragically lost her life when she got locked in a freezer." It was his choice of words.
We've already said this. So now I agree with you. I agree with you. We made a big mistake there. Right, okay. If people don't like AD, don't watch him. You're always welcome to come back, darling. You're always welcome to come back.
And don't watch us if you don't want
Anybody with respect. Anybody with any respect.
Don't watch us if you don't want to.
That's all it is.
Okay, well, thanks for calling. I'm gonna
I agree.
end the call.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Woo! Never end.
Well done, guys.
Hello, Mummy Drummy.
How are we doing?
Not too bad, thank you.
Well done for holding your cool there. I was kind of chomping.
Very angry woman, wasn't she?
Very, 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 very protective over her, Ellen. Very protective.
Trying to project the suicide stuff on us as well.
Yes, that. Okay, I could go on for days about suicide, and that is nobody's choice but their own. I myself have been on the receiving end of the fallout of suicide, and it is a triggering conversation for me. But one thing I've learned in 2 years of trying to deal with finding my next door neighbour dead is that I was in no way responsible for his actions, and I could not get into that. And nobody is responsible for anybody's suicide but
No.
the person who takes their own life. And to project those issues onto a forum is just it's almost as low level as Mr. Vinicum himself.
Yeah, it was very attacking there, wasn't it, Phoebe?
It was.
It was, I'm glad you've come on. You've calmed things down.
Yeah, I'm just chilling for a few moments. I do apologise if I raised my voice, but it wasn't because I was getting heated. I just felt that I wasn't being heard.
No, yeah, that's fine.
So
you weren't being given the
I'm just
opportunity to speak, and that was absolutely terrible because you had something very valid to say and she didn't want to hear it, and that's why she was interrupting you.
I mean, don't forget, I did mention it to her, but this is the Miss Marple that put on the live that Carly Gousset was deceased.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No responsibility for her own actions whatsoever.
No.
I didn't realise. I didn't realise who she was when she came.
So, I mean, if one of Carly's family or parents had seen that, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of fairly jarring. That's my massive thing when it comes to responsibility with reporting on things like this. You have to be accountable for your actions. You have to completely understand how everything you put out there is there for everybody to see. And these people are actual people. They're not just a news report. They're actual people with actual families. And as we see in the case of the Watts case, the Ruseks are actually on the internet. They are reading everything that's being put out there. How is that affecting them mentally? Do you know, hasn't there been enough torture put on them? Hasn't there been enough pain put on them without, okay, yes, discuss it. Try and get through the psychology of it. Absolutely, I'm 100% on board with that. I can't understand it myself. I really can't. It has me completely befuddled. It's one of these cases. It's like the Bundy case for me, or the staircase for me with Michael Peterson. I can't let them go because I know that there's something there that's not quite right. And a lot of us feel that way. That's fine. That's okay. That's a human emotion. That's fine. When you start taking advantage of it for personal gain, and when you start making it more than what it actually is, because you're drawing in people because of the fact that, oh, I'm saying something different. Everybody's going to tune into me tomorrow night now to see what else I'm going to say. That is exactly where he started out. And he grew and he grew. And the more he was putting out there, the more people were listening. And that became addictive. We all know that he seems to have a bit of now this is my personal opinion, so I'm putting it out there. This is not the opinion of Team Phoenix. We have seen him develop addictive personality issues over the last 6 months. We have seen him with his whole, he can't let the Watts case go because he knows he'll get attention for it. So that's indicative of an addictive personality. They're addicted to the attention. So what we're doing by feeding him is actually kind of counterproductive. I mean, I know the whole starve him of attention and he should fade away. Stop paying him and he should fade away is it's reasonable and it's rational, but he's going to move on to, like he has done at the moment with the Timothy Jones trial, he's going to move on to other things and see if he can find a different angle, and he's going to draw another crowd in. There's always going to be bottom of the barrel viewers, and I don't like using that term. I really don't. But there is always going to be people who want the sensation, creators' opinions, somebody who's going to go off the wall and say really, really out there stuff that's not being said anywhere else, because it'll make them think.
Yeah, no,
But
you're right. And people, some of the trouble is, of course, a lot of people take it as gospel, don't they? They hear something.
my biggest thing, oh my God, that is my biggest thing. Can I have a show of hands in chat? How many people here believe that Chris Watts has an eidetic memory? That being that he has a photographic memory. Can I have a show of hands in chat, please, and thanks. Okay, I see one, yeah. Right, well, the truth, not many. The truth is that he doesn't have an eidetic memory. He does not have a photographic memory. His statement was that he's been called the Rain Man because he has an affinity for remembering sites once he's visited a site once. Now, I've only watched this testimony, this part of the confession tape this afternoon, and I went back to watch it just to make sure, because I had an argument recently with somebody and it was playing on my mind, am I actually right? So I went back and I checked if I am. His words were that I have an affinity for sites, and once I've been to a site once, I remember all of the details. They call me the Rain Man.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the agent in the room with him said kind of like a photographic memory, and he said kind of, yeah. So I remember when our dear Mr. Vinegan went on his lovely YouTube channel and said that he had a photographic memory, and now Chris Watts has a photographic memory.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that Mr. Vinegan said so. And it's not true.
No.
I'm all about accountability. Everybody who opens their mouth on YouTube has the responsibility to make sure that everything they're saying is true and correct at the time of saying it, at the very least. If at a later date you find out that you're incorrect, the honourable thing to do is to put out a retraction and an apology. We have yet in 6 months seen him do anything of the sort.
No.
And he has been proved wrong so many times.
That's very true. Very true.
To ban Sandy Oronati and to ban Frank and Frankie Rusek from his chat. I was there and I saw it happen. I saw him disrespect Shanann's mother so badly. He was there, Sandy, I don't even know who that is. And he couldn't even pronounce her second name. If you can't pronounce somebody's second name, you just don't say it. Do you know?
Do you know what? I heard that myself. I remember seeing it when she came in, and he didn't know who she was. I remember that.
It's so upsetting. I mean, that poor woman has put her baby in the grave. She's put not alone her baby, but her grandchildren in the grave. It's just, oh, I mean, everybody sitting here right now listening, we all would love to give that woman a hug and make her feel better, but nothing can take away her pain. Who would add to it? Do you know, who in a real and honest sense that can call themselves a human being with a heart would add to it?
You're absolutely right. I mean, I think your words are hitting home to everyone, to be honest. I mean, we've all got so much love and respect for that family, not just for that family, but for everyone who's been affected
all
by.
victims, it's not just this one case. He's been dabbling in the McCanns for years, and a couple of people who might know me from Bam Bam's chat might have remembered me discussing this one night. The authors at the centre of the McCann documentary on Netflix are neighbours of mine from home. I'm from County Waterford in Ireland, and I grew up 2 or 3 miles away from where they live. And they spent 10 years researching this book. And he has just been so, like, obviously, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion on a case, but he has just been so disrespectful of them as people, and he does not know them. Do you know? I turned my stomach to hear him talk about them. You know, he was expecting the documentary to be all in his favor, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And he was very, you know, he had the study group set up for the night that it was airing, and he was all excited. And I remember, because I knew what the content was going to be. I knew the content of their book, and I knew the context didn't agree with his viewpoint. And I did watch into that live, and he shut down conversation left, right, and center. There was no freedom of speech. There was no discussing what people had seen. People were willing to talk about what they'd seen, even though it was against the party line, so to speak.
Yeah.
But he was not allowing any speech on that. I'm not sure, was that video taken down after?
I don't know. But
I haven't been back because I left halfway through it. Now, he could have maybe discussed further after that point, but I hadn't the stomach for it. Just couldn't. I couldn't stomach the way he was speaking about people that I knew personally. So that's how I feel about living people.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how a family feels about their dead family?
I know.
It doesn't bear thinking about.
And it's you know, it's thing. I mean, we sometimes personally sometimes do doubt that what we're doing is, you know, is the right thing. And I know that Phoebe and Tracy feel the same sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know, it's when people like yourself come on and, you know,
No.
And the
Very
proof of what, you know.
grateful that you have put out this platform here, because it will lead to open and honest discussion, which is what's needed. I'm totally in agreement that Bam did the right thing in setting up her lives and to call him out. I'm obviously in support of her.
Yeah.
But I feel that the direction, this is my own personal opinion, that direction needs to change back to where it was originally focused, because he's now currently reporting on an open case that has a trial ongoing. So he's getting a taste for, you know, the fresh blood in the water, and he's getting a taste for what it's like to speculate after the fact while the actual trial is going on. Now, in the case of Kelsey Birth, obviously a jury hasn't been selected for that yet.
No.
And we're looking at muddying the waters. Anything he puts out, that can be used as prejudice, prior prejudice. And once you've seen something, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game, isn't it? It really is.
There has to be accountability, and there has to be responsibility. Okay, on people's cases that are closed, fine, absolutely. Looking at things after the fact, absolutely. Making stuff up, no. And things that are ongoing and current, they really should not be touched. Of course, we can report on things that have been already released by law enforcement. That's fine. That's fact. But speculation, no, it can do more damage than good. Everybody here has a responsibility, and genuinely, I think we all need to be held accountable. Every last one of us, for everything we do and say on the internet. It's there forever.
And that's one of the, you know, that's one of our the key things that runs through our channel. Really, is
Yeah.
people do need to be held
Massive respect
accountable.
for you. Massive respect for you. I really do.
Thank you. It's not an easy job sometimes.
No, it's really not.
We appreciate all of our supporters, and it does drive us on that we are doing something right. We are providing a platform that is needed and that people want.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
who's this?
No, I've got somebody else coming through.
Daphne.
It's Daphne.
Hello?
Stay on, Mummy Drummy, by the way.
Daphne, hello.
Hello? Can you
Hello,
hear me all
Daphne.
right?
It's Phoebe and
Hi
Dad
there.
and Mummy Drummy.
Hello.
Yeah, we can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me all
can,
right? I can't.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
I just want to say well done, guys, for keeping it all calm and everything.
Okay, wasn't easy, but
I was chomping at the bit here.
Yeah. I don't know that I did particularly calm. I'm a very, very placid person, but I don't feel I was particularly calm. But
Oh, you've done absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Absolutely. Hello, everybody in chat. I can see you all.
I think it took us a bit on
Lovely.
the back foot. I think that's probably what.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy.
totally.
Can you hear me all
When
right?
she first rang in, I didn't know who she was, but yeah,
I
so
still
it
don't
did
know who
catch
she
us a
is.
little bit off guard.
Well, just to clarify, she's one of AD's moderators.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious after
Yeah.
she was speaking. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. I felt for you guys, but you handled it so well.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Hi, guys. I see you all in the chat. That's lovely.
Strong in that one.
Yeah. Well, it's only a quick call. I just wanted to say well done, guys. And hello to everyone in the chat. It's lovely to see you all. And I'm going to make it quick so everyone else can get in. So I know Caitlin wants to speak.
That's okay. I know you.
I'll call in again when
Okay. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the support.
All right. I just want to say well done, guys. Support
Thank
you all
you.
the way. And hi to everyone in the chat. And I'll speak to you again.
Thank you.
All right then. I'm going. Bye.
Daphne, thank you so much. I've got
That's
a
fine.
lump in my throat now. Bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay then. Right. Bye. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
You still there, Mummy Drummy?
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I'm still here.
That's
I'm
good.
still here.
You're a calming influence, you see. It's good to have
Oh.
you here.
I think that's the first time that's what you said about me.
Yeah, if anyone else wants to call, if we go for another sort of 10 minutes or so, up to 11 o'clock.
Wow, is it that time already?
I know.
Oh my God, the day has gone so fast.
It has flown by. It's flown by.
That must be very strange for all our lovely American viewers.
Yeah, well, think about
Coming up on 5 o'clock on the 7 o'clock on the East Coast.
yeah, they're 5 or 6 hours behind.
Wait a second, what time is it?
We've got a very special guest actually from America.
Could everybody
at the weekend.
Oh, who have we got?
Can everybody just pop in chat where you're from? Can you let us know where you're from?
Well, I'm from the beautiful Christmas.
Hey guys, I was just interested to see where everybody's from in chat.
Sure. I'm guessing Mummy Drummy's from
Mm-hmm.
Ireland, Belfast.
Yeah. No, way down the other end of the country.
Okay.
Southern Ireland. I'm from Pickley County.
Arizona, Wales, UK, Netherlands, Bill
Australia,
Northwest London, Barnsley, USA, California, Kansas, California, Texas, Canada,
Florida, New Zealand. Wow, all over.
Australia. Oh, Bruce Rogers, is your name really Bruce? Are you really called Bruce?
Hello.
Florida.
Oh, hello. Who's this?
Hello, it's Caitlin.
Oh, I think we've got someone else,
yes,
have we?
It's Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi. I only have my phone, so I can't see the comments or anything.
Okay, no problem.
My problem is with people that are just massive hypocrites. Like if you See, I'm not going to listen to this back because I don't like the sound of my voice, and I might get criticism. and
Hello?
stuff.
Oh yeah, hold
Can
on
you
a
hear
second. Can you just hold on a couple of minutes?
Yeah, no worries.
I'll just put you on mute a second, okay? Okay, sorry, Caitlin, carry on.
Yeah. So my thing is with other people, I won't name names, but if you can't stick it, don't come on. Don't make videos and then call out harassment when people stand up for themselves. I think we all know who I'm talking about. I just don't understand, you know, the Miss Marple that came on earlier, like you said, I didn't know that she'd said that Carly Gousset was deceased, but I know that AD did say that about 2 days after he spoke to the girl's mum, which is completely disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, he says that these people trust him and they speak to him, yet, you know, after befriending her, 2 days later was saying that her daughter was dead. So I don't think, you know, you can't pull this suicide card. Everyone is responsible to some degree for, you know, making other people feel that way. But then don't put yourself out there.
No.
It's that simple. And
Yeah.
don't repeatedly do it like another YouTuber I won't mention. You know, you can't make video after video and video, because if someone upsets me, I'll just walk away. And I will actually, to be honest, I will fight back a little bit. But if it's got to that point where it's so bad, then you've got to stop what you're doing in order to receive the hate in the first place.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you know, surely he must look at himself and think, I'm obviously doing something wrong here because so many people don't like what I'm doing. I mean, surely that's
But I think
common sense.
but he offsets it by the fact that he's getting paid. There's a payout for him. There's some reward from him. I don't know what other people's reasoning, you know, be it attention or whatever. I mean, no one can say who uses social media they don't seek some form of attention. I mean, I used to use an app called Periscope, and I won't go into that, but I know that someone once said that everybody on that app has some kind of personality disorder. And it's true. I could say the same for myself. You know, we've all got faults and we've all got things, you know, we all say things we shouldn't say and whatever. But I mean, I have some form of I'm really nervous, but I have some form of sympathy for AD because I have a lot of empathy generally for people. But on the other side, I will shout my mouth off and stick up for myself and can come across quite aggressive and horrible. But there's got to be something deep down in you that says enough is enough now. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to do anything to themselves because of something I've said. But equally, that person needs to be aware of what they're doing to their own situation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, we can't just stop what we're doing because, you know, of someone coming on accusing us of doing this and this might happen, you know, and putting suicide on us and this, that, and the other. I mean,
yeah,
you know, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. If he doesn't like what we're doing, don't watch us. Like you say, don't watch us.
Well, that's what the thing is with AD is there's a big difference between making some fun cartoons, which if someone made that of me, I wouldn't be overly, I'm quite sensitive, but I wouldn't be overly upset about it. You know, I put myself out there, but in comparison to what he's saying about, you know, children that have died and been murdered and, you know, surmising that people are dead when they may not be after speaking to their parents, you know, a day before, in comparison, like, what does he expect?
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of the other way. Sometimes if I get in a rage, I'll go over the top and I realise I've gone over the top and think, you know, that person didn't do so bad to me. I need to apologise. But there doesn't seem to be anything like that in him. And I think it's all about money. It's, you know, it's the way to make money. Well, whether he's addicted to gambling, I don't know. But I would like to say on that matter, and I'm not going against Bam or anybody else that believes this, but I will stick up for the truth. And I honestly don't believe that he's got this live cash thing. From what I understand, live cash means that it's the cash he's won in live games as opposed to online games.
Yeah,
so
I'm actually looking into that at the moment. I'm looking deeper into that because I'm all about the facts. So if I see something,
exactly,
I'm not going to take it on face value. I'm going to find out exactly the very, very last detail there is to be known about something. You don't cross me. It's as simple as that. I'll find you and I'll find your family. That's the way I am. And every cat you've ever owned. But I'm looking into it, and I don't think that, and I know I'm a mod on Bam's channel and I really shouldn't say anything, but I do think that it's presenting as more than what it actually is. I think it's what he has actually won. I think it's gone through his hands, but I think it's well spent at this stage. It's not money that's sitting in a pot for him to draw down. If anybody had that kind of money sitting in a pot waiting to draw down, wouldn't you have it somewhere where it's earning interest? If you've any sense.
I think the problem is, not how much money he's got anyway, but the fact of how he's making additional money, which is by talking in graphic detail about things that probably, most of what he said probably didn't happen. And I know you guys were analysing earlier about whether or not he even had the photos. At the end of the day, I don't believe there was an insider anyway. So any comments that person made about where this photo was in the cell is rubbish anyway. Like, you could just forget everything after there was no insider. So, but I think the problem is, I don't really agree with the law being involved with all of this. It's ridiculous. Like, if I worked in that prison or even the UK police, like, surely they got better things to do than to be worrying about this. It's just, I don't agree with what he's doing for a second, but no. There has to be some accountability on all parts, because I couldn't really I couldn't call into a prison and say that I'm worried. I know they needed to be made aware of him, and I but I think one person should be nominated for that and then end of. I don't agree with countless, people looking into something, because those people must be so annoyed. If you think about what they're dealing, it's easy for us to sit here and go, oh, well, they must know about this. Fine. But if 50 people are doing that in that person's workday when they're dealing with like really serious things, so they want to be taking 50 calls about AD. Like, I think some of it is getting a bit out of hand.
Yeah, can you imagine the amount of calls the CBI and FBI must get? Oh, have you checked this? Have you looked at the truck down the road? Because it must be endless.
I think I'd be worried that I would get in trouble for making that call. Like, I would be thinking, well, are they going to do me for wasting police time?
I'm just quickly, sorry, I'm just going to bring the last caller in, just because they've been sat there very patiently for a few minutes.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi there, it's Miss Dog Lover.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries at all. I just wanted to come in really quickly and say thank you guys for everything that you're doing. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's Tracy that does the illustrations.
She does.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
She's in the
She
chat.
does. Just so funny. And I think, it's a serious subject, but I think that it's important there's some humour there as well. So just to say thank you guys. We really appreciate everything that you're doing. We know you've got day jobs as well. So, it's great. Thank you.
Thanks so
I know
much.
you're running out of time. So
that's fine. That's okay. We can go.
So
5
just
more
very
minutes.
quickly.
We can go 5 more minutes. That's fine. Yeah, we try.
Brilliant.
We try and add a bit of a humour to an extremely, obviously sensitive, serious subject. I don't think anyone needs to be massively offended by our cartoons. I think, I think Miss Marples was a bit of an overreaction, if you ask me.
Oh, definitely. I think she lost all credibility in that discussion with you.
I hope so.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
like I said, nobody forces anybody to watch our videos, and we get told plenty of times in our comments not to watch, if you don't like him, don't watch him, Well, we say the same thing back to everybody that doesn't like our videos. If you don't like them, don't watch them. We know there's hundreds of you guys out there really love our work, and that's fantastic. That's why we do it for you guys that enjoy it.
Yeah. So
It's as simple as, isn't it? It really is that.
Yeah. I think what really annoyed me was that I started watching him and then I was suddenly banned for no reason. And they never give a reason as to why you're banned. And I found that I was still making comments in the chat and no one was interacting with me. So I think I was probably shadow banned, which I think is even more unfair, because you think that people can see your comments and they can't. So you're kind of making a bit of a fool out of yourself.
Yeah, take into account all the, you know, the sensationalism, the misinformation, and all that. He's kind of created his own monster, really, anyway, hasn't he? By the way that he's treated people and banned people.
Exactly. He's not doing himself any favours at all.
No. So,
Can I jump
But
in?
anyway, nice to chat with you guys. I'm going to have to go, but just say hi to everyone in the chat. And I'm a big supporter of you guys and BAM and photography today. I hope you don't mind me mentioning names.
That's fine.
But yeah, so just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. And thanks for the support.
No worries. See you later, guys.
Bless you.
Bye.
Bye, Mr.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh, Dog Lover, sorry, darling.
There's a big thing that I've been discussing with another YouTuber lately, with regards to how people stick with him. And it's not the content, it's the chat.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think a lot of people make friends and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that if a place was made for them to see content in a respectful way, a lot of them would jump ship.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I agree though, to be honest, because I think they have to be the same. They have to be the same mentality to put up with what he's saying, because anybody with any kind of, I want to say sense is not the right word, but anyone with any kind of feeling couldn't sit and watch what he says without leaving, you know, saying something or quitting in a rage. And that's why most of us got banned. I think he thinks that we just all set up a gang to go against him, but we all found each other because we couldn't believe what he said. I didn't know of anyone else that disliked what he was doing until these groups were formed. So I just think they must have the same kind of...
Since January. I genuinely have, and I've only very recently stopped watching him because I feel if you have to be so thoroughly against somebody, you have to be informed as to what you're actually against. So you have to dip your toe in and see exactly what he's coming out with. You know, there's no point in blindly going against him because of a couple of different things. If he's calming it down, sure, great, lovely. But if he's not, if he's getting worse, you know, that needs to be highlighted. So I agree with you in a sense, yes, but I wasn't able to comment for the last month or so, I couldn't give out anymore. But I've been listening in. But I do know of a number of people who are actually just staying in chats not for the content, but for the chats, and following live streams just for the chats. I do know of, I can count 3 people that I've spoken to recently.
Well, they must have, some of them must have quite low self-esteem, because I don't think I'd want to stay in a chat and listen to that or converse with people that have the same kind of ideals as he does, just to have some friends, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah. Because I don't know, it's like was it Miss Marple? She just proved that point. She's sticking up for him, and then find out that she made a comment about that girl being dead herself. Like, you know, it's all quite hypocritical, really.
I know, but sometimes, you know, we make friends on one channel and then we hop to another, and then that goes south, and then we hop to another, and then that goes south. There's more than AD out there. I mean, there's one in particular that I've been told not to mention her name, but I swear to God, with the fires of hell that burn inside of me, I'd love to strangle her myself. I think she's worse than AD ever was, and Is
that someone that I've recently had a row with?
Is it a psychic?
No.
Okay.
Unless she's gone psychic. Psychic and psycho, two, does fit the profile.
Oh, come on. Is it PJ?
No. I've had her on me as well. I've been on the receiving end of
okay. Because I've had that recently. And to be honest, I just want to say, because she's probably watching this, I didn't really have anything against her. It's just that I found it a bit weird when she kind of switched sides after the photography today thing.
Absolutely.
And also, I'm not being mean. She seems very sweet, but she wasn't my kind of person. I'm a little bit more
Yeah.
don't know, a little bit more going than that. I don't know. She just wasn't my kind. I have nothing against her, but recently she's been coming up against. Seems to have it in for me and Tracy at the moment that we hate her. But what she doesn't understand is she's saying things to us and letting other people say things to us that are so hypocritical and disgusting and putting words in our mouths, things that I haven't said. I'll speak for myself, that I haven't said. And I'm not just going to sit there and not react. And I get so wound up, I end up swearing, and it's not great. But, you know, I just don't think she sees that she's exactly the same.
She doesn't realise the effect she has on people. She does not realise the effect she has on people.
I mean, prime example, that she sent Hal, her son, went into the chat after me and her had a bit of a row and said, you know, I'm sending you love, Caitlin, or something. And I thought, I'm not biting. And I even made a comment that said, I'm not biting, because for me, she was playing games. I sent my son in. She upset my son by saying something. So I didn't bite, right? Yeah. And because I didn't bite, she then said, oh, you've upset my son now, rolls eyes, because you haven't, you know, because I hadn't replied. And I was like, I can't win. I literally cannot win. And I hate that about someone. If you've got something to say, be upfront and say it. Don't put in snidey little manipulating things to make you look like a bad person. And that's what I find so frustrating. The games.
That shortens my lifespan by about 10 years every time I see it. I'm very much on the same side as you there.
But the thing is, the people that support her and that are probably nice people, I think unless you've experienced that kind of manipulation and slyness, you don't always see it. And people were saying, oh, but your son's just sending you love. What's your problem? And I'm like, no, it's the intent behind it. And I think you have to be wise to that.
Yeah. I recently had her come on my channel and post on one of my videos. I'm not true crime in any way, shape, or form. I have nothing to do with true crime. My channel is a very personal channel, and anybody who has already subscribed to me will know what my channel is about. I'm not going to go into it now. But she posted on one of my videos. I have not published her comments. And she posted on one of my videos about basically attacking me for a statement I'd made on Bam's video, that I would stand up in any court and testify to the fact that she did post an address in chat on Bam's channel, and I was there.
Yeah, but she did the same night that I mentioned his full name.
Yes, and it turned out that I didn't see the address. The address was taken down very quickly. I didn't see the actual address. And sure, I'm in Ireland. I would know anyway. But apparently it was the address of the restaurant. Somebody got in touch with me via YouTube Messenger and forwarded on the information to me that it was actually the restaurant, and that, you know, she hadn't actually given out his personal address, which is what we all thought she had, which is what she said she was doing. And basically, she found my comment on Bam's channel. She didn't reply to me there. She followed me to my channel, and she started, I took screenshots of the comment. The screenshot, the amount of screenshots it took for me to record the entire comment was 14 screenshots for one comment. Mm-hmm. So it took me quite a long time to get through it, and I told her I'd respond to her when I had weighed and measured her words properly, because there was a lot to take in. She was basically after me to go after Bam and to get
the thing is
to her. I apologized to her for my statement that I had made a mistake, and she had called me quite a few names at this stage now, and she'd been rather nasty to me, and I had asked her politely to retract what she had said about me, because she hadn't just said it on my channel, she'd gone elsewhere too. And since then, I've been having people come onto my channel, obvious supporters of her, downvoting videos that are extremely personal in nature. I I'm not here to promote my channel, but guys, do you mind if I share what it's about?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I have cervical cancer, and I'm documenting my journey on my road to recovery. I am absolutely 100% guaranteed full recovery.
Well.
But I want people to be able to go with me and walk with me, and to be able to see the process that I have to go through. I'm having a full and complete hysterectomy done, and I'm going into my second round of chemotherapy. So I'm documenting my battle with endometriosis, and it's all health stuff. It's nothing to do with true crime whatsoever. Now, can you imagine directing people to go and downvote my videos because I stood against her in one comment on that content? It takes a special brand of person to downvote a person who is documenting.
Yeah, the same kind of person that will want sympathy for her own mental illness or that of her family, you know. That's what I'm saying, that she's a massive hypocrite.
It's like I don't open my channel and look now at the top to see how many people have seen the video anymore, because I don't want to see the thumbs down. That's just,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
that's awful. I mean, it's
I'm full of
admirable what you're doing.
positivity, and I'm trying to take something really, really harrowing and turn it into something positive. And I want my kids, my two beautiful daughters, to grow up and see that their mum fought like hell, and that no matter what I came up against in my life, I never backed down to it. And I want that to be my journey in the off chance that they ever have to walk in my shoes, that they have their mother. Do you know, that was my reason behind the channel. It has never been anything to do with true crime. I have a passion for true crime. I'm addicted to it, and it's really kept me company in the last couple of months while I've been on this journey. And that's how I've gotten to know all of you lovely people. And you know, there's always a silver lining. You just have to look hard enough. And I like, the word cancer is so non-existent in my world that it doesn't even feel like I have it. You know, I'm surrounding myself with love and positivity, and we're getting to an end point. And I know come September, I'm going to be done with this journey, and it will be nothing but a memory. And I'll be a couple of pounds lighter because I'll have had a hysterectomy done. So, you know, that's weight loss surgery sorted out.
It's a bonus. Well, you got the full support of our channel, and I'm sure all of our subscribers as well. You know, it's very admirable and brave what you're doing.
Well, sure, look, but like, because of the fact that I left one lousy comment stating nothing but the truth, that I would stand up in court and testify. I'm sure somebody in chat has seen that comment on Bam's video, and she's directing people to, and maybe she's not directing them. Maybe she's going on one of her multiple accounts and going onto my videos continuously to downvote them. I don't know. It's possible. With her, anything is possible.
Yeah.
I think I think there's clearly some issues there, and the best way to look at it is don't try not to care about what she's saying or what, you know, whoever comes. If someone wants to come to your channel and downvote something that serious, then they have major issues that are bigger than arguing on YouTube, and I would just feel sorry for them, because it's
I know
pathetic. There is no lower than that, but I can understand how it hurts, because I know
it's so raw. And I do one take wonders. I don't edit anything. I'm leaving everything as it is, because life doesn't have an edit button, and that's why I'm not editing my videos. I'm just completely putting it out there as it is and as it stands. And right, okay, I'm not a great philosophical, you know, recanter. I'm not. It's just it's warts and all. It's, you know, it's not everybody's taste. But if you don't see I would never imagine in a million years anybody pressing thumbs down on something so. I don't want to say that my videos are so serious, but something so with the content is serious, you know. But it takes a special branch of person to be able to do that and say something like that and just go, no, we'll just let her know now that she shouldn't be doing that. Don't fight the cancer. Just die for yourself. You'll be grand. And now that's completely my humor. I'm so sorry. I've got really black humor. I really am. I'm so sorry. Obviously, she didn't mean that.
I think the trouble is, it's so easy anyway for someone to just come in, downvote the video, and leave without even watching the video, without even looking at the title. You know, so I wouldn't take too many of those
This is
too
not a
personally.
pity party for me either now. It's just a case of just showing what type of person she is, because it's her that's behind it. It was directly after she sent her comment to me. It was when I didn't publish said comment and she kept going and messaging me. And literally the hour later, my video started getting downvoted.
But, you know, but that might not have anything. You can't, I don't know. It's hard to say that she asked people to do that. I don't think she's a bad person. Do I think she's got issues?
Well, she does have multiple accounts, and what I'm saying is that quite possibly it's possibly her from all of her accounts.
But I mean, from a karma point of view, like I'm not sure. I don't think she's an evil person. I don't think she has to do that. I think everyone online gets a bit wrapped up. You know, credit where credit's due. I don't think she would wish ill on anybody. No. I think she's got wrapped up like I did the other day. You know, she's got wrapped up in fighting for herself, or, you know, you see this rage and just start getting involved in it. And like Dad just said, you know, it's easy to click a button if you haven't watched it. But if someone has watched it and they still want to be that malicious, it's just, you know, a fraction of a second to do something that they might actually not feel great about. You know, like a lot of people say things online that they wouldn't say in real life. So you just have to take it with a pinch of salt, really.
Well, you see, I measure people by my own yardstick, and I have integrity. And I hold myself more accountable for my actions than anybody else can. Because I know I have an impact on this world. I have two beautiful daughters that I have to measure myself daily in order to make sure I have the best possible influence on them. I'm probably oversensitive when it comes to this issue. But it's a case of, you know, the timing was just so, you know. When I wasn't giving her the answer she wanted, suddenly this started happening. Now, I did apologize to the woman, and I don't take that apology back. I was incorrect, and I have enough strength in myself to be able to turn around and say, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. I have no problem with being wrong. This is exactly the argument I have about Alan Finicum. He can't admit when he's wrong, and that aggravates me because it's something that I'm very fiercely. It's inherent in me to have to apologize if I'm wrong. I have to. It's like Tourette's. I'll get twitchy. You know. Whereas he is, and it's why it aggravates me, is because that's the way I am, and I can't understand anybody not owning up when they're wrong, or not taking responsibility for their actions. And you know, it was just so convenient that suddenly, after all these videos that I've put out, that I put up a video in defense of another YouTube creator who was being belittled and attacked, and it was off topic for me. And she chose that video because it was the only video not on topic to discuss what she thought I should be apologizing for and making Bam apologize for. I'm trying not to say names, so that's why I'm getting caught up here. when she didn't get out of me what she wanted to get out of me, I suddenly saw the videos being downvoted. And now I'm talking over the space of one day. And I gave it about 3 or 4 days and I uploaded another one. And it had more downvotes than views. It had
The thing is, I think
no views and 3 downvotes. Now that stunned me. So the second,
I think you have to tell yourself, so what? Because at the end of the day, if she, you know, if I have an opinion of her, other people have an opinion of her, you have an opinion of her, and if you think she's the kind of person to do that, then accept that she's the person to do that, because you'll just drive yourself mad about did she do this? When did she do that? Why? And it's not, you know, it's just going to stress you out at the end of the day. I feel like I've been on here for about 3 hours. I'm sure people in the chat like get Caitlin off. I can't see it. So with that, I'm going to leave.
That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna call it a day now anyway. I think.
Get myself to bed.
Hopefully, it's been eventful. Good to watch. I don't know.
Guys, thank you so much for having me on.
It feels like it's been eventful from here.
Oh,
I feel like I've been on for an hour. So sorry, guys.
Right, well, thanks.
I definitely have been anyway.
Yeah.
But it has flown by. It's been lovely to talk to you guys. It's been fantastic to have you here. And I hope that guys in chat, download the Zoom app, call in, make your voices heard. There's absolutely no point in having an opinion if you don't open your mouth and let it out.
Absolutely.
So download that app and call in. It's actually cathartic to let your opinions out, and you never know. There might be plenty of other people agree with you. So just download the app, talk to these guys, great people.
Well, we got a couple of people coming on over the week. We're going to do one hopefully over the weekend. We've got a couple of guests coming on. We've got one from America, which I'm sure you'll all appreciate. Hopefully she'll still be able to come on. So
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Baited the hook nicely.
Definitely,
there.
that's one.
Right. With that, then, I guess we all better go to bed, don't we?
Aye. Listen, everybody, good night and God bless. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. Thanks for sharing with us as well.
You're very welcome. I just want to give a quick shout out to Sassy B and her husband Chuck before we go. Bye, Mummy Drummy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let me leave.
I'm going to have to kick you out then. Don't take this personally. She's gone. Right, Fee, I think we need to go to bed, don't we? Well, obviously not together.
Oh, Dad!
You know, when you say something. You know, when you're saying something, you think, why did I just say that? Right. Yes. Good night, everyone. I need to get to bed. It's been fun. It's been good. It's been eventful. So hopefully we'll see you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, we'll see you all at the weekend, hopefully. Okay. Good night.
Okay, guys.
Good night.
Night. Take care.
Thanks
Love you
coming.
lots.
Bye.